Welcome to part 2 of knitting the left front of the crop top. So 1, 2, 3. Same maneuver. So we are moving stitches 17 and 16, 1 over. Put that out. Moving all the top ones, 1 over. Moving the next ones, 1 over. Nobody got lost. You can do the same to the gribber ones. Just moving it 1 section over. Grabbing it, 1 section over. Okay. Everything looks good. Both ends. We will now knit another 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Just like earlier, the the right hand side didn't knit off. Knitting it off. Moving the claw weight up. Double I for, not double I, 2-prong transfer the standard stitches, 3-prong for the rest. 1 and 1. Looks good. Okay, we are now knitting another 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. I think you're kind of getting the idea here. That one. Put that down. Grabbing the ribber ones this time. 1 stitch. 1 stitch. 1 stitch. 1 stitch. Everything's even. Nobody's sticking out. Double checking to make sure everything's fine on this side. Everything is looking good. Knitting across. 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. We're now going to move up our claw weight. And we're going to do our transfers. Now we could just use the triple transfer, grab the last 2, move it over 1. Not a big deal. If we had a lot more ribber stitches, then we would have a lot more things to move. Now we will knit another 3 rows. We're at row 73 in case you haven't noticed. 1, 2, 3. Same maneuver, grabbing the last 2, moving it over, 2, moves over, 2, moves over. Okay. Three rows. 1, 2. Okay, I bet that when we get to the right-hand side, it won't knit off. Ooh, I was wrong, but we're going to move up the claw weight anyway. Claw weight is moved up. Make sure you're watching your amount of yarn. I'm still on my second ball, but I might have to move to my third one before we finish this piece. Now, I missed one of the stitches there. I'm going to move it. I didn't lose it. It's all good. Just want to be nice and careful. All right. We are now going to knit across. Now, I'm not sure what happened here, but I'm already at stitch 11 for row 80. So we're not going to do any decreases. We're just going to knit to the next decrease. So 3 more rows. Move up our claw weight. Now, well, it says stitch 11 again for row 83. We're already at 11. Huh. Going across for row 84. Oh, I know what's going on. My husband's cell phone has the same ringtone as my program. So when his phone rings, I'm actually hearing, yeah, it's all good. So now we're at 10 for those that are not doing the same button band. Yeah, there it is. No, we didn't screw it up. We're fine. Deep breath. Should be at 20, no, 18 left and 20 right, if everything is going correctly. Three more rows. Okay, this is our last decrease before we do something fancy. So we're going to move up our claw weight, and now we're going to do our decreases. All right, so we are now going to knit 4 rows, I think. Yes, 4 more rows. I'm moving up all of my weights. Three more rows. 2, 1, 0. Now at this point, we need to remove 20 right to 9 left. And how we're going to do that is with more waste yarn. So just like last time, I got to go search through my mysterious box of fun and find some appropriate waste yarn that does not have any of these colors in it, so that we can remove only this section, and then we will be knitting another 32 rows. I know that seems weird, of just this ribbing. Okay, I have found some more mystery yarn in my box of tricks here. And I'm going to drop it between the beds. Log it into the river. And I'm going to manipulate by hand all of these stitches. Right there. I will also need to cut this yarn, so I'm going to cut it at this turquoise. Yes, I know that seems a little spooky. So I'm going to knit all the way back. Pretty scary, eh? I think it is anyway. I'm going to latch tool the peach color off, and then we'll come back. So to make it easier for me to latch tool this off and keep everything safe, I am going to transfer all of my ribber stitches upward temporarily so that I can get the main piece off. And then I will transfer these stitches back down. So transferring them up temporarily, unlocking my ribber. I'll leave myself a little bit of a yarn tail here. Removing my weight. I'm going to just pull down just a little bit, just to make sure that I don't lose any of these loops. Moving my yarn, latch tool, and now we will work our way this way. You want to make sure you're hanging on. Once you have all of these stitches off, you have to put these stitches back into non-working position. Okay, I'm under a lot of tension here. Very carefully taking off that barrel weight temporarily. And I'm going to take off my cast on tail. It just doesn't need to be on there right now. Because we're just going to be concentrating on a very small section. That's just way nicer. There's that last peach stitch. Pulling that yarn tail through. Okay. Now we're just going to drop this between the beds. I'm going to alter the triangle weight. Okay. So the triangle weight Actually, you know what? Let's just not use the triangle weight because it's just so wide. We're just going to use 2 claw weights. Because literally, we don't have a lot of space to maneuver. Claw weight 1 and claw weight 2. Overlaps. Okay? Right like that. Move these backwards. Now you know that this one is ribber, 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 ribber. I'm going to move the ribber back up. You can move this now down to tension 3-3. Because now we're just doing ribbing. We're also going to transfer our ribber stitches back down onto our ribber. All right. Now, one of the things that we could do, even though we have the claw weights on there now, we could use a 7 weight instead. That's up to you. I also want to make sure that I'm starting with the right color of yarn. So I'm looking, and that is definitely the color that it wants us to start with. So, to keep this the same, reset your row counter. All zeros. We're going to knit 23 rows of ribbing very carefully. Move this closer. So 23 rows, starting with that dark color. So I'm just going to hang on, taking a deep breath. And now we're continuing. So 23 rows. All right, now we're going to transfer them upward. And we're going to remove these 23 rows of ribbing onto waste yarn. You can now lower your ribber, so unlock it. Yep, we're good. Okay, take the pressure off. Going to snip this past purple. Taking all the weights off. And finding that pretty orange yarn. Okay, same maneuver as before. Move forward. And latch tool it off. Doesn't matter which direction, it's about the same length. Now we're going to do the right side, or right front, and then we will be grafting the shoulder seams together and then knitting the sleeves from the top down. So there's our piece. Be very careful not to put any pressure on it. Done. Okay, so this left side, we have, I don't want to do any damage here, our buttonhole somewhere in here, right there, and that will slide our button on. Of course, here's the front. You can see how it very nicely trails upward, a little design element to the buttonhole. Buttonhole is there, and then this continues on, and this is actually going to connect to the back piece to the center to make the neckline. So it will be virtually seamless when we are done. So let's get started on that second front. In the next video, we will start the right front.